Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video. Today's backdrop is the 40 gallon breeder that I recently aquascaped. Really simple. If you want a look at this tank in more detail, please let me know down in the comments. Today's video isn't about this tank, it's actually about the 10 gallon aquascape that we've got out there. I've always wanted to do an Iwagumi, and a proper Iwagumi. For those of you that don't know, that's basically just a rockscape in general terms. So today we're going to be working on that. We're going to be taking it all down, taking out the rocks, taking out the fish, putting them in some temporary housing, which is going to be a bucket with a heater and an air pump. But they'll be fine for the few hours that it takes me. And basically just redo that whole tank. So looking forward to this one. Let's get it going.
Right guys, so as you can see, got some stuff going on right now. This is a big bucket of aqua soil that I've got spare. And basically today we're just going to be doing a few, oh my word, the mop needs to go. Going to be doing some work on this tank, changing it every now and then. I just get bored with certain aquascapes, so I feel like I need to change it. We've got some stuff that's going to allow us to do it, so let me show you. So here we've got hoses, nets for the fish, aquascaping tools, some root tabs from Aquarium Co2 that we're going to be utilising, a nano USB air pump and some hosing for the fish that will be going in this bucket here. So from there to there to there. Not necessarily a massive move, but they are going to be stressed out. So the bubbler is just going to help them with oxygen, and we've got P-Bear here to help us as well. Don't think he's going to be much help, but you know, we'll crack on. So before I actually get to destroying this tank, let's take a look at how it looked in its heyday, which, if you don't know what that means during its best days. But now, on with the destruction. I'm going to try not get water in our mouth, which we don't. Done this so many times now, guys. That doesn't tend to happen, although I do get people commenting every video. Trust me, I have had it before. You won't get AIDS or anything like that, but obviously it is disgusting. But luckily I've been doing it long enough now that I don't have that happen. We're just basically going to take water down to a certain height, which then will enable us to get the nets in easy enough to catch the fish. So once we've done that, let's get catching them. So as you can see, guys, the fish and the snail going to be completely fine in this setup. We've got the heater in there, it'll be keeping it at 78 degrees. We've also got the bubbler just to keep the oxygen content in the water high. And now it's just time to destroy the tank. We're going to take out as much water as we can, and then we're going to start taking out the plants and the hardscape for the rescape. Our little plant container for this build is this picture of Bud Light. If you want to sponsor the channel, Bud Light, feel free. Do drink quite a lot of your beer as well. Some English people will be calling me up right now, but I do enjoy the beer, guys. It's nice, it's tasty. So now we're going to take out all the plants. In here we've got a mixture of Crypts, some Hygrophila in the back, some Rotala, and then quite a lot of Monte Carlo. Some of the Monte Carlo will be coming out, but I'm probably going to save quite a lot of it because, as I said, most Iwagumi layouts have those small plants that are low to the ground, and that's something that I really want to emphasize on this scape. So a lot of the Monte Carlo will be staying. I might just need to rearrange some of it and plant it in different sections, but we're just going to wait and see. This is completely just off the cuff, and we're just going to see what we can come up and create. So let's get the rest of the plants out, and then we'll get going on the rescape. Alright guys, so to get everything out of the tank, that took me like 12 minutes, so not bad at all. Everything that's in there now, I'm just going to save in there and throw in the tiny little bit of water that I've still got. The S.repens obviously needs to come off the top of that hill, and then it'll give me some space to scape. So I'm actually going to turn the video off now, get scaping, and then once I've kind of got the basic hardscape, I'll turn you back on, and we can go from there. Alright, so here we are. There's still a few tweaks to make. I've planted some of the S.repens, I've planted some of the Monte Carlo in the back, but not at all. As you can see, I got a pretty good covering of it, and I've still got some more plants in the Bud Light specimen container that I need to use. I am going to be using some of the Aquarium Co2 root tabs in this scape as well, mainly in the back, just where I need the Monte Carlo and the S.repens to grow a little bit quicker and to really fill in. So we're going to plant these, super simple. Just take them with your tweezers and throw them down into that soil. There has been some talk about some of them floating, but in this situation, seeing as though there's no water there, I don't have any issues, and then I'll just cover it with the aqua soil. I was part of the Aquarium Co-op live chat the other evening, and if you just poke a hole in the top of it, it will also allow the root tab to fill with water, and then it'll completely sink. So if you do ever use them, just bear that in mind. After that, we're just going to grab some of the crypts in the Bud Light specimen container to use. I wasn't necessarily planning on using these, but for right now, seeing as though we're in the apartment, I'm just going to use them just as a storage place really. I'm also going to be throwing in some of the Reinicki mini in the back right as well, just for a little red/amber pop. This tank is low tech, so without CO2, the Reinicki mini doesn't grow that real vibrant red, but it looks decent, so I think that'll be pretty good back there. And then we'll just be throwing in some crypts as well. So here we have the end product, guys. Overall, I'm really happy with it. Like I said, these crypts and that Java Fern Trident, you know, they're not going to be in this tank for too long. Basically, they're just going to be in here for the meantime, just until we get into the house, and then this tank is just going to be a complete low growing plant, almost like a landscape tank. And overall, really happy with it. So what we're going to do now is get it filled up and then get the fish back in there. Alright, so after a really slow fill from the bucket water that the fish were in, we, as you can see, got the fish in there, and the tank's still looking a little bit murky, but looking decent. This is all the water that was in the buckets with the fish, so now we're just going to fill up the rest of the tank and then get the filtration going, and hopefully it'll clear up nicely. So here we are about 6 hours later, guys. The filtration and the surface skimmer has been running overnight, and the tank has cleared up very nicely, and even the Java Fern that I snuck in that back corner is hidden pretty well, and it still looks like a pretty solid Iwagumi, which I am really happy about. We're now just gonna dose some of the Aquarium Co2 Easy Green, 1 pump per 10 gallons. So I'm just gonna throw 1 pump of this in, and this should feed the plants until I next do a water change. So we're just gonna leave it, let it sit for a few more hours and then take a video. Hope you enjoyed this cinematic. I appreciate everyone for supporting the channel and watching this video. If you could leave it a like and sub us up if you haven't already, I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.